What's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to go over 5 current things that you need to know before you move to Chattanooga, Tennessee in 2023 and going into 2024. Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? Barron here. And if you guys are new to the channel, on this channel we go over all things Chattanooga, what it's like to live, eat, sleep, play, and work. And guys, we're gonna jump right into it with point number 1 of things that you need to know before moving here, and that is Chattanooga's affordable living. So these stats are taken from bestplaces.net and niche.com. Now, if we use the number 100 as the US average, Chattanooga pretty much falls below that number in every single category: transportation, utilities, housing, grocery, with the exception of health. Health is the only category where Chattanooga is slightly above the US average, and that is at 100.1. So when you move to Chattanooga, depending on where you're coming from, you can expect to have a lower cost of living. Now, diving into housing, because housing will be likely the most expensive thing that you will be spending your money on. In Chattanooga right now, today, the median home price is right around $340,000. So remember, that number 100 represents the US average. Chattanooga sits at a 75. So it is significantly lower than the US average. And I know a lot of you guys are coming from the big cities like LA, San Diego, San Francisco, Phoenix, Tampa, Miami, New York City. You're coming from these places with a significantly higher cost of living. So when you move to Chattanooga, you can expect to just spend a lot less money on not only housing, but pretty much in every other category as well. And guys, I am a licensed realtor, so if you guys are looking to move to Chattanooga or anywhere in Tennessee, feel free to contact me in any of the ways down below, and I will be absolutely happy to help you guys out. That leads me to my next point, and that still revolves around housing. And point number 2 is you need to know what it's like buying a home here in Chattanooga. The current housing market is kind of weird right now. Today's September 13th, just to give you some context if you're watching this video in the future. But this is September 13th, 2023. It is a seller's market completely. So something to consider right now is that 92% of homeowners right now have an interest rate below 6%. And 62% of homeowners have an interest rate below 4%. That means we have a lot of homeowners who honestly do want to let go of their homes, but they do not want to let go of their interest rate. Right now, interest rates are hovering around 7%. So they know if they let go of their home right now, they're going to be going into another house at around a 7% interest rate. So they want to let go of their home, they want to sell their home, but they don't want to get rid of the rate, so they feel stuck. So in my experience right now in today's market, there's just really not that much negotiating room, because even the houses that are on the market, the sellers are really not that motivated. Obviously, this is gonna come down to the house and the seller, but right now, most of these sellers are really just not that motivated, and they really want pretty much what they're asking for. So here's my recommendation if you are looking for a house right now. If you see a house that you love, just get it. Now, we all hear the saying, marry the home and date the rate. And whenever interest rates come down, because they will come down, then refinance when that does happen. Because what's gonna happen is interest rates will drop, and we're gonna see a flood of buyers again, like we saw 1 to 2 years ago. Because there's so many sellers that are locked in at that lower interest rate, when people will start to get used to this higher interest rate and then we see a drop, all of this pent-up demand, because there is a ton of pent-up demand right now, all these buyers are gonna flood the market. All the sellers are gonna list their homes because now they can realize that they can get into another house at a lower interest rate. The problem with that is, because of all of the demand, house prices are just gonna go back up. So yes, you're gonna have a lower interest rate, but you're likely gonna be paying more for the house. At least right now, if you see the home that you love, there's really not much competition out there. So point number 3 of what you should know before you move to Chattanooga is the different living options that you have. Chattanooga is really cool because it is a smaller city surrounded by mountains. So you have a city, and all around it is pretty much like rural towns. So what this means is you can absolutely live in a condo or townhome or a single family home right in the middle of downtown. You can drive 10 to 15 minutes up to Lookout Mountain or Signal Mountain and be in a semi-rural mountain town with stellar views and is quiet. And then you can drive literally 20 to 30 minutes and be in a rural farm community. There's just a ton of diversity in terms of what you can buy and where you can live without necessarily sacrificing the different amenities and stuff that being close to a city can provide you. With that said, if you are wanting a larger lot or more acreage, the closer to the city you are, the more money you're going to be spending. Point number 4 is the outdoor activities that are available here in Chattanooga and really the outdoor community that's here. If you're watching this video, then you've probably already done some research on Chattanooga and how it is a pretty awesome outdoor town. I mean, there's so many things to do. There's hiking, mountain biking, camping, whitewater rafting, rock climbing, boating. There's so many things to do, and there's actually a really good community around each activity that you want to do as well. You'll realize that when you dive into these activities, or when you happen to come across a new hobby, people are absolutely willing to teach you the ropes or tell you a great place to go camping or hiking or rock climbing or mountain biking. People are super willing to share their knowledge and honestly share the fun and the activity as well. Chattanooga does sit in a valley between two major mountain ranges, and that is the Appalachian Mountains to the east, or the Smoky Mountains, and the Cumberland Mountains to the west. So you have super close access to the mountains and all that the mountains provide you. There's a ton of water features, rivers, lakes, streams, waterfalls, and then, you know, all of that provides as far as outdoor activities, like everything that I've mentioned before. And that leads me to point number 5, which is the culture. So Chattanooga and Tennessee in general does lean conservative. However, no one is in your face shoving their ideals down your throat. No one is forcing you to do anything. It's a very live and let live type of community here. And it does have a great community feel. It is family friendly with a ton of things to do and a ton of activities for the family. Like if you want to go hang out downtown and hang out at the lawn on Coolidge Park, or walk the bridge, or, you know, go to the Discovery Museum, go indoor rock climbing, or, you know, do the more outdoor activities like go to Point Park and Lookout Mountain, go to Rock City, visit Ruby Falls, go to any of the, you know, major waterfalls that are super close by. There are just a ton of things to do with the family, and honestly, you'll never get bored. There's always something to do on the weekends. And I think a large part of this comes from the fact that, you know, although Chattanooga is growing very rapidly, there's still a sense of outdoor. They're really trying to keep the greenery in the city, essentially. It's not becoming a concrete jungle like Knoxville or Nashville. If you come here, if you visit here, you'll realize that even when you go to the city, it's super green. They really preserve the nature within the city, which is really nice. And I think when more and more people are exploring the outdoors, they're going outside more and they're not surrounded by big buildings, I really honestly think that that influences the culture a little bit. People just become a little bit more friendly. And guys, I am a licensed realtor, so if you are looking to move to Chattanooga or anywhere in Tennessee, feel free to contact me in any of the ways down below, and I will be absolutely happy to help you guys out. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.